everyone. Welcome to Physical Anthro Lab. I'm your instructor, Professor Nakvi. The purpose of this video is really just to give you an overview of the Canvas course. We've got an introduction in the first week's discussion board, so we'll get to know each other a little bit better. But I really want to show you how to navigate the Canvas course so that it's the easiest and most seamless way possible throughout this semester. So let's go ahead and take a look. Your course should look something like this, right? When you hit the home screen, you'll have our home page, which just has the information on the course itself. Any announcements will be here. You'll have them here. They'll pop up for you and you'll be able to read them. They should go out every week or so, or really if there's anything major that I need to tell you, I'll post it in the announcements. Other than that, the biggest thing is, how do I navigate this course? How do I access the labs that I need to do, which, as you can see, are already showing up here on your to-do list. So the thing that I did is I made everything into modules, right? Every single week you've got a new module, right? Here's the general info module, and I don't have any unlocking for like you have to do one module into the next. They're all open for you to look at. You just won't be able to do the labs until it comes to the week that they're due. So let's take a look. Right here you've got the syllabus. I'll go over that in a little bit. I have some frequently asked questions that appear throughout the semesters, and then I have a text to the ebook in case you have the electronic version of the lab manual. Every week is set up the same, right? You have your discussion board on top. Every week has a discussion board. Every week they're exactly the same except for week one. So in week one, it's to introduce yourself. I want you all to introduce yourselves to me, and then you're going to have to respond to two of your classmates. After your discussion board, you're going to find the lecture video, right? I apologize in advance if I ever get really monotone in some of them. When I recorded these lecture videos, I was doing one after another, and of course, that does strain your throat, and of course, I'd get monotone. So I apologize in advance. I know that it's there, that I do get monotone in some of the videos. But just bear with me and do watch them, right? We're going through the lab manual together. The PowerPoints have everything you need to know, but there's something that happens when you actually listen to the lecture itself. And so do actually watch the videos because it's really helpful. And then there's times where I go through and I will practice some of the problems, especially when it gets to protein synthesis or dihybrid crosses, things like that. So do actually watch the lecture videos. You're supposed to, right? That's an assigned thing, but do watch them. Here's always right after is going to be the PowerPoint file, right? In case you want to download them, print them out, write notes on them. And then after that is the exercises for that lab. So the way that the Canvas and the labs are set up is that they are set up to look like quizzes. That doesn't mean that they are quizzes. These are the lab exercises. So you're going to click on these, right? So I'll click on one for now. And it says it's locked, right? And so what's going to happen is when it's unlocked, it'll show here like take quiz, right? And you take the quiz and you have one chance to do it, but you don't have a time period, right? You don't have a time limit. So you can stop and come back throughout the entire week, right? You have a whole week to do this. So let me go back here. So you'll have the exercises for each week there. And I'll explain how that is broken down into your grades later. Week one is the only week where I have two labs going on, right? I have the intro and then I have, we're starting genetics already, right? And this is because, of course, I'm not going to assign something to you during spring break because that's not very fair. So, and this is lab one's very easy to understand, and genetics is not that hard to understand, at least in the expanse that we kind of go into depth in this. It's not too difficult. So here's genetics. So week one is like this. And then this week again is abnormal in that we have a quiz right after. right? So this first quiz here, and I will click on it to show you. It's not going to be open, so you won't see the instructions. Each quiz is about 30 minutes. There are a few exceptions, like when you do bone identification. Those might be a little bit longer, but each quiz is 30 minutes long, and it's, closed book, closed note. I don't proctor the quizzes because I feel like it brings a lot of anxiety to some people, so I try to reduce that anxiety for everyone. So here's our quiz. And then every other quiz after this will be every 2 weeks. So then you'll see week 2, again, discussion, link to the video. And then if I have any other further links or things to help you, like this week I do, they'll be right after, right? So, the law of independent assortment versus segregation, the Khan Academy's Mendel's 2 laws. These are the same. It's explaining the 2 things. It's just in different mediums. How to do a dihybrid cross, how to do a pedigree diagram, those kinds of things. And then it goes into your PowerPoint and then your labs. And then this week you get an extra credit. There's about 3 extra credit opportunities throughout the semester. This is probably the smallest one, and then they increase a little bit. So here is week 2, and then week 3, again, discussion, video, PowerPoint, labs, and then you get to your second quiz. So that's the format throughout the entire semester as we go down, and then we get to, so spring break there, we get to week 16, right? And week 16 is our last week. You got your last quiz, and then you have your final. So finals week is separate. You have your final proctored. It is cumulative, but I do allow you to have a cheat sheet. So you get 1 page, front side only of your cheat sheet, and you're going to show that to me. Don't worry about the proctoring. I will post a practice quiz for you, and it's going to be mandatory practice for you to do, and it's going to secure that we have no bugs in the system when we get to the final, right? This is the only proctored exam or quiz in this entire class, right? I didn't want to proctor all of the quizzes. I did in the past. I did it like my first semester teaching online. I didn't really like it because if I'm honest, I didn't actually check every single quiz that came in every week. So it was too much for me. So I just do it for the final to keep it all fair. Again, you get a whole page of a cheat sheet, right? The other thing is the final, all the questions come from your previous quizzes. So quizzes 1 through 8, they're all going to come from there. That said, not all the quizzes are the same for everybody. So my suggestion, and I tell you this now at the beginning of the semester, is to get to know your classmates. Create some kind of a document, a shared file, a Discord where you guys can share your questions with each other. And then at the end of the semester, you'll have a bank of all the questions that I've asked. And that's where I'm pulling these exam questions from, right? If there's pictures, they're going to be the same pictures, right? The same bones, the same, trauma to the bones. All of that is going to be the same throughout the entire semester when we get to our final. So don't be too scared. Again, we'll go over all of this material, and I am going to teach it to you as best as I can and really in depth. I get really in depth with the material because I find that it's very fascinating and the students enjoy this material. So it does seem like it's hard, but I'm here to help you. So that's, let me see. I'm going to go over the syllabus just in case there's anything I missed. But again, you can go over this yourself. So here is the lab. Again, I have to fix this because this is last semester's lab. But, the course description, the required text, which I have with the bookstore, so you should have been able to see. The course outcomes, the grade breakdown. So this is how your grade is broken down. We have 16 total labs. Every lab is worth 20 points. So now you might be wondering, well, I'm pretty sure that I saw some labs exercises where, it says 8 points, 2 points, things like that. So what it is, and I will go back to that, the way I have it set up is that, you've got 16 and 6 points here. So it's 21 points. So how does that calculate into 20 points? Well, this is what I do. I grade it I take your score, your percentage out of 21 points, and then I multiply that by 20. So whatever percentage you've got, that's the percentage of 20 points you're going to get. So that's what I do. And I'll show you what that looks like in the grades in a little bit. Then let's go back to the syllabus. Yeah, and then you have 8 quizzes. 20 points each. I drop your lowest one. So 1 lab, 1 quiz will be dropped by the end of the semester. Then you have your final exam. Your final exam is worth 100 points. And then you have your discussion boards, right? Again, discussion boards are going to be the same throughout the entire semester, right? It's going to be, how are you? Tell me how you're doing, right? Because I'm very, very... I stress the importance of taking care of yourself. And so I want to know, I truly want to know how you're doing, right? And then I want to know what was difficult for you in this week, right? What was the material we were learning and what was very difficult for you? And this is where we are going to get to talk to one another and say, look, I'm having a really hard time with lab exercise 1.7 or whatever lab number it is. I don't really understand. Can someone please help me out? And so, that's where you're going to go in and you're going to say, oh, I understood lab 1.7. Let me help you out. Let me explain it to you the best I can. And that is where we're going to build this community with each other so that it's less isolating, right? So you have 16 discussion boards. I think this number is off. I think it's about 15 discussion boards, but we'll address that. So the total possible points, it might be like 10 or 20 difference here. Grading scale is a traditional grading scale, 90, 100A, 80, 89.9 a B, and so on. Quizzes, like I said, every 2 weeks over the course of the semester, except for quiz 1. Quiz 1 is due at the end of the first week, and then they are every 2 weeks after that. The final is cumulative. They all come from the previous quizzes, though. You will have seen, if not all of these questions, then a majority. No makeups. I know things happen though, and I know we're still in a pandemic, so just contact me. I cannot stress enough the importance of communicating and contacting me and asking for help, because I will help you out. I will make sure that you are not failing this class because, life got in the way. Right? So just talk to me. How to do well in this class. So read each chapter, complete the assignments, really do the labs and actually do the labs and, watch the lectures, go over the notes, and ask me for help, right? That is the biggest help biggest thing I can tell you is ask me for help, right? That is the most important thing. I cannot stress it enough. I will show you how to ask me for help. We'll do that in a little bit. But just ask me for help. Don't cheat, right? I'm going to tell you now, it is tempting. It is so tempting to go and Google your answers. But I'm going to tell you this. And I've been teaching this lab for about 4 years now, right? I know when my students Google the answers, because, and this is the biggest giveaway, is you guys all forget I'm grading all of your lab assignments probably at the same time at the end of the week. So when I get, 7 people back to back with the same answer verbatim, I know that it was taken from like Chegg, or Chegg is kind of the big one where everyone gets it from. So don't do it. I've had students leave the links into Chegg. So there's that. They just copy and paste it and it hyperlinks it. I've had students just flat out give me the wrong answer, right? You're going to see when there's a specific lab exercise in the bone section where I'm asking you to identify a bone feature or a bone that, based off of, the one, I'm telling you right now, it's the protrusion or the bony protrusion on your wrist. And I forget which side it says right now off the top of my head. And everyone puts a ganglion cyst. And it's hard for me to not then be snarky and be like, a ganglion cyst is not a bone. It is a medical diagnosis, right? It is a cyst. It's not a bone. Or, after reading that, again, remember, I've got more than just one lab. So after reading it maybe 20 times, I get less and less patient, you can say. So don't, I can't stress it enough, do not Google the answers. It is much better if you come to me and ask me, and I will work through the labs with you. Right? I will sit here and, we'll go question by question and see where you are having the most trouble. And you're going to see that it's going to make a lot more sense when I do that. Okay? So just don't cheat at all. And then DSPS, if you have any extensions on exams, if you need any services, just let me know and I will be more than happy to accommodate. There's extra stuff here on our actual syllabus that I put on there. Tech rentals, if you need to rent a Chromebook from the library, they have them available to you all. And on top of that, or not on top of that, also, their Student Health Services offers mental health support for students, so that's available and free to you. And I will have all that information on your actual syllabus that I don't have here. Let me close this because it is a little different. And let me pull up, the notes for our class, or the syllabus for our class. So here it is. So it does change here. I've changed it here. All labs. Okay, so labs are due. Let me explain this. Labs and discussion boards are due by 11:59 p.m. on Fridays. Then I give you, because I've polled and I've talked and I've received feedback from my previous semester students, I don't make the quiz due on Friday. I give you an extra day. So you have until Saturday, 11:59 to submit your quiz. So you have Monday through Friday to do, the quiz and the labs, right? If you choose to. But people who have work, have children, they can't get to it. Everything's due on 11:59 on Fridays, right? Except for the quiz. I give you an extra day to do that. Let's see, don't cheat, DSPS, technology, mental health support. Okay, so then you can see here, there's a breakdown, right? It's probably easier if you just look at the modules. So week 1, we've got, here's our topic. You have lab exercises 1 and 2 due, your discussion board, and your quiz. Week 2, lab 3, discussion board. 4, lab 4, discussion board, quiz, right? So every other week you get a quiz, right? Let's go back to our class. Let's see. Covered everything in modules. Grades. I explained grades. I'll just show you again. You're going to see here that, lab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, they are going to be filled out as soon as I grade, as soon as I calculate, they will be going in. Okay? How to schedule a meeting. So here is where I think it's going to give us an issue. So let me leave student view. And so you're going to hit Confer Zoom and it should show up like this, right? You're going to go to appointment booking or, something similar. And I'm going to have a slot available for you all to book appointments. As it stands right now, it'll most likely be appointments on Tuesdays and Thursdays, either in the morning. It's like not morning, it's like late morning or evening, right? So I haven't decided as of yet, but I will be sending out an announcement with the introduction to this class, and I will have it there what day and times that I am scheduling appointments for. That said, I do want to let you know, so I offer appointments even though I am not compensated for them, right? Because again, I cannot stress enough the amount of help it'll do if we just talk through your issues in this class, what you're having a hard time with. So I don't get compensated for these appointments through Rio Hondo because I am a part-time instructor, but I do teach at Cal State Long Beach, and they do pay me for my office hours. And so I figured, why not open those office hours to my Rio Hondo students as well? Because in reality, if I can help you all through these issues, I would be more than happy to than just sit there and wait for Zoom meetings to, have someone show up and they never show up. So definitely take advantage of these office hours because I'm really not compensated for them. So that's why I'm doing appointment bookings. I have them there, and don't be embarrassed at all to book an appointment with me, or even send me an email and say, look, I can't, Professor Nakvi or Profe-Saira, whatever, I can't make your meeting appointment. Is it possible for us to schedule a different time? Tell me what times kind of work best for you. And then we will work out a solution for you to meet with me. Because again, if I can help you through and work through the problems, and we can work through a few problems together, you're going to understand the material. I can almost guarantee that. Okay? So that's how we do that. It's going to, I would have to offer slots and everything, but you would click on it, you would pick a time, and then that's how we would get appointments done. Okay. And that is all you need to know on how to navigate this course. Really the best, the easiest is just go to modules. Go to the week we're in, and it'll tell you the due date, usually the Friday, the Saturday that it's due, and that's all you need to do. Just follow this whole modules page the entire semester, and you will be golden. Okay? I look forward to meeting you all virtually through our discussion boards, and I hope we have a fantastic semester together. Bye.